some people are a little bit hesitant when the Jeepney comes along because they're not used to seeing this style of Jeep. So it will be a little while before people get used to the new Jeep versus the older style Jeep. But it won't take long before they realize, oh okay, this is a modernized Jeep and I can ride it just like any other. And yes, the fare is the same price. Good morning everyone, I'm here in Alabang and it's a cooperative here who recently phased out some of their older style Jeeps for the new electric Jeeps from Star8. This is a big improvement, and today I'll be riding the old Jeep and also the new Jeep so we can compare them against each other. So of course the nice thing about these electric vehicles is they don't make any noise, they don't have any smoke bellowing out the back. They're nice and clean and quiet. Now aside from the electric motor, there are other changes with this Jeepney. For a start, you get on at the side. That means you go from the curb onto the Jeepney instead of going out the back and then walking through traffic. Another thing is, look how easy it is to get on because it's very wide and it's very tall. Even right now, I'm standing up and I'm not bumping my head. In the older style Jeepney, I can't even sit upright. I have to crouch over like this, otherwise my head bumps on the ceiling. Now I know a lot of Filipinos aren't as tall as me, but there are some that are. Another difference, CCTV for the security of passengers. What else have we got? We've got fans. Each passenger can control their own fan, turn it on to keep themselves cool. You see the driver is of course wearing a seat belt, he has his uniform, and although there is an automatic fare collection system where you tap on, tap off, you can also pay cash if you want, but you do need the exact amount because you drop it in here and then there's a little lever that pulls and then the money drops down. This is to keep the money secure and the operator will collect it at the end of the day. Another nice touch is that there's a trash can here, so passengers have no excuse for littering on the Jeep. And if you look up here, you'll see a scrolling LED screen advising passengers Alabang to Star8, and they can change that text to anything they want. And of course, aside from plugging into the wall, these Jeepneys also have solar panels on the top which extend the range. While they're sitting in traffic or they're driving around and the sun is beating down on them, they're actually generating power for the batteries. So up here you can see the solar panels, and like I mentioned, this will extend the range, keep the batteries topped up, although it looks like these panels could do with a little bit of a clean. And what you'll notice with these Jeepneys is that they are registered, they do have plates. For a while it was a little bit difficult to register electric vehicles in the Philippines, but it is possible and they do already have their plates from LTO. And since this is the first day on the road, they will be offering free rides to passengers just to get them used to the idea of riding this modernized Jeepney. Now one of the first things you'll notice on this Jeepney when it starts moving is because the windows are so tall, there's a lot of airflow coming in here and it's very, very cool. Compared to earlier, the older style Jeepney that I was riding, it was very enclosed, a little bit cramped, and it felt very warm, not much airflow. And of course what you notice is the Jeepney pulls up to the curb and passengers get on at the side. That is so much safer than having them get on and off at the back and then having to walk through traffic. There are some students coming on board now. One of the other passengers is showing the students now that you can turn on these fans as you wish. The students are now leaving the Jeepney. They're not actually going to Star8, they just wanted to try the new electric Jeep and see how it feels. And what you'll see as the driver goes along is the stops gradually tick themselves off and disappear because it knows from GPS where it is and when it's past each stop. And you'll see now they've reached the last destination and they're going back the other way. It's automatically put all the stations on going this way. And for the gadget addicts out there like me, there's USB ports next to each seat. So if we plug in down here, you'll see my phone has now started charging, and there's more. If you look here, you'll see I'm connected to C1 Star8. That's right, there's actually free Wi-Fi on this Jeepney. So we'll start by doing a Google search. That worked okay. Let's open a CNN website. See, it's nice and fast. I wouldn't recommend watching videos and things like that, but for chatting with friends or reading the news, it would be perfect. So when the passenger gets on board, she tells the driver where she's going, he taps it into the computer. It's a very fast process, and then when they do a report later, they can see where they pick people up, where they were going and things like that. So you can generate very detailed reports that allows you to improve efficiency, dispatching, and eventually earn more as a cooperative so that you can actually buy and maintain nice vehicles like this. So I was just sitting here enjoying the ride, and then I realized, look at how comfortable everyone is. They're just spread out, like enjoying the ride. It's so much more comfortable than the traditional Jeepney. You can see people have more than enough space, lots of leg room. It's just so much more comfortable. some people are a little bit hesitant when the Jeepney comes along because they're not used to seeing this style of Jeep. So it will be a little while before people get used to the new Jeep versus the older style Jeep. But it won't take long before they realize, oh okay, this is a modernized Jeep and I can ride it just like any other. And yes, the fare is the same price. And of course, when this Jeepney is stuck in traffic, it's not consuming any power versus a traditional diesel engine where even when it's just sitting there in traffic, it's still polluting the air. All the pedestrians, all the motorcycles, the tricycles, they're still getting that pollution in their face. The electric Jeepney, when it's not moving, it's not consuming any power, except for the fans over here. But of course you have the solar panels on top, which are regenerating power for the battery as it goes along. Now another way that they've made it possible for operators to monetize is these handles here. If you notice, there's a clear space here where they can put an advert. It could be Pepsi, it could be Coca-Cola, it could be anything. And then they also have the TV at the front where they can run ads. So it's other opportunities for operators to earn money so they don't have to increase the fares for passengers. And I've just noticed something. There's a market here, but look at it. It's clean, sidewalk, clear. This is a nice market. Imagine if it was like this in Metro Manila. And while you'll see some Jeepneys are unloading in the second or third lane, I just heard the driver telling passengers, please wait so I can pull up to the sidewalk. Because of course the PUV modernization program isn't just about improving the vehicles, it's also about improving the drivers, improving the efficiency, and basically improving the whole system. See how easy it is for passengers to get on and off. So you'll see there are some passengers standing on the sidewalk over here. So you can see the passenger said where she wants to go. He taps it into the computer. Later they'll be able to generate detailed statistics about who they pick up and where and what time. So when they're dispatching their Jeepneys, they know, okay, between these hours we need more Jeeps. Between these other hours we need less Jeeps. Over here the lady's already connected her cell phone, charging it, and she's on the Wi-Fi now. It's amazing. Imagine you're on a Jeep and there's free Wi-Fi, free charging. So that was an interesting experiment. That Jeepney stopped, they looked at this Jeepney and they decided to board here instead. Of course, that's one of the benefits for early adopters of the PUV modernization program. People are going to look at the older style of Jeep, they're going to look at this one, and this one is going to be chosen, which means you get more passengers and you earn back on your investment much faster. And there you go, another comfortable unload. I know I've said it a few times, but it really is just nice to see. It's a lot more convenient for everyone, and it's actually a lot faster the way that people can get on and off this Jeepney, this modernized Jeepney. And right now they're checking the stats for today. They can see how many people the Jeepneys picked up, where they picked them up, how much money they've generated. They can actually see in real time via GPS where is the Jeepney, and they're going to have an app later so people can check on their phone like, okay, the Jeepney's 3 minutes away or something like that. So very good technology. This is, you know, PUV modernization. This is it. And of course, being electric, all you have to do is plug it into the wall and it recharges the batteries. They're estimating around 200 pesos for 120 to 150 kilometers. So of course that's much cheaper compared to diesel, and that's going to lower your operating costs in the long run. And something I forgot to mention earlier is that all of these drivers are earning a fixed daily salary. They don't have a boundary, they don't have to worry about how many passengers they pick up. All they have to do is focus on driving and keeping commuters happy. Because a lot of the bad behavior you see on the road from Jeepney drivers is because they're rushing to get passengers. They don't want other Jeepneys to get ahead of them. So that's where a lot of the bad behavior comes from. But when you make them just drivers and they have a fixed daily salary, they can just focus on being good drivers. And I think that will really improve the conditions on the road. And I've just seen over here, there's a solar aircon. This is the first one I've ever seen in person. Now, it doesn't use PV panels that generate electricity. Instead, it uses heat panels, and somehow that's involved in the aircon. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know the magic behind it. It's very similar to the solar water heaters, but it is designed specifically for aircons and something to do with the gas process inside. And over here, you'll see the solar tricycles. I think this is the luxury version that's being used in Boracay. They actually have very thin, flat solar panels on the roof there. Very nice Jeepneys, sorry, tricycles. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comment section which one you prefer, the older style Jeep or the newer one. Now I know some people will say it doesn't look like a Jeepney anymore. No, it doesn't look like a Jeepney anymore, which is a shame because you have the iconic look, but it's really more comfortable and safer for everyone. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think. Thanks for watching.